that's no good. That's like paying the master all over again. And I think the amount that is being offered needs to be scrutinized and negotiated rather than just we'll give you 100 million here, um, and that is something that we need to actually develop an institution to actually negotiate properly with people who've got legal, financial, and other professional development skills to do it. And I'm not saying that anyone currently in the negotiation isn't up to the job, but I'm thinking we need to actually make it a robust kind of institution with people who've got that skill and that knowledge in different areas.
Well, one of the things, my brother, right, and I'm coming to you, my sister Sandra, right. One of the things, for me, right, is obviously a society and world change and point of view, which has to be incorporated in the whole of this reparation process, right?
Yeah.
Now, there has been many, right, of world leaders, world societies that has been built on the strength of enslavement, right, and murder of black people, genocidal behavior and actions of many a society, and black people incorporated in that. Now, one of the things that needs to really be changed, right, is a total world view of how we look at each other, right? Not just black people, but the world view of how we look at each other, right? To incorporate that within a broken system is going to be totally and absolutely futile and wrong, right? Mainly because you're, as you rightly said, you're asking for the slave master to pay himself again, right? And that's all it is that they'll be going round in circles, And for that action to take place, that means that every society in this world in unison would have to incorporate a one united voice and form of action to change its whole entirety in how it engages with each other, right? So that's the task what's really taken on here. That's really the task what's been taken on here. Sister Sandra.
So I understand what, from a reparations point of view, and where's that money going to be funneled or sourced, or who's going to get the money. If I go back to what Adam was saying, he may not necessarily have had a building, but if some of that money can be funneled in terms of what he's proposing, it's a beautiful thing. So my perception is, is it the building, is it the organization? It needs to be the heart of the organization, because we could have our own buildings, our own organizations, and the heart is just not right. The heart is not loving. The heart doesn't want to give back. The heart is working from an ego point of view, thinking about mine, and I'm acquiring some more money, and I give myself a bigger inflated view of self, when what we actually, and what we want, and what I would prefer to see is that whatever money is coming in, if there is money coming in, it goes to someone, a group, a community, a way forward that will support, help, and the ego is parked not even at the front door. The ego is just parked on the other side of the road. It doesn't have an opportunity of entering, because those that are working in that space are working for the betterment of the people that they are there to support and looking out for.
So true. Brother Marcus?
Yes, absolutely, Sister Sandra. I mean, that's really what reparation is kind of about. Reparation to me needs to, as Dr. Abu says, to restore us back to a level of operational, normality as a people. So therefore, I mean, if we find that the reparations that they're suggesting is going to an institution that hasn't got a track record of helping us to get back to normality, that means that it's a deception. So we have to basically ensure that we have people who have a track record of doing the correct type of repair, like brainwashing, proper application, proper education, proper advice, and so forth. And we have our part to play in that as well.
Yeah.
All of us have a part to play because we have to repair ourselves. So we have to make ourselves, open to the kind of influence and inspiration that will help us to heal and repair and to develop and to become functional as part of a African community, African family, world family, respected, just like anybody else in the world. So that's to me the kind of reparation that I'm thinking about. I'm not sure if those institutions who have benefited for all of this time and just under pressure now decided that they're going to actually pay us to save their faith. I don't think they have that kind of view of reparation.
No. Well, let me put it this way. It's basically they know, but they're not acknowledging, right? What has been done. They hide behind at that time it was what was it called? It was a law or something like that, right? It wasn't illegal. Yeah. Right. So therefore, the way how they're looking on it is that they have no intentions of repairing or taking the blame for it. And the one that was always said is, well, it wasn't us. It was our fathers' fathers, so more than business there. Yeah. But obviously, they're still reaping the benefits of that initial input of financial gain, right? So therefore, what is most of the places being built on the foundation of, yeah. But
yeah,
that's how they want to come. I saw it gone. I saw them all gone. Yeah. So, but for me though, I just think to myself, I've been blessed in my life, right? If I'm going to waste I ain't going to say waste my time. I'm sorry for saying that, to be honest, right? I'm not going to waste my time incorporating. Wait a minute. Let me just pause that. I'm not going to waste my time incorporating, right? A futile, worthless time wasting at this time effort to try and convince somebody of their wrongs when it's obviously what their wrongs are. I'm looking at rebuilding myself, right, and ensuring that I am ready for when and if that day comes. Yeah. You understand? I'm not waiting and sitting down and saying, boy, I'm not going to do nothing until that time comes. I'm looking to rebuild and put myself in a position that I can reap the benefit of the time when it comes. Yeah. So, and I'm sure that they will. I will at least get at least 5 years out of it before my time, because now that they're incorporating reparations in their conversation, right? Then you know that the message is getting through, because was it even yesterday I heard reparatory justice it put into their news report, somebody's news report. So therefore, that's how it goes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay then. We're going to change up the subject, because there's a segment of the show, right, that I do turn over to our sister Sandra. So prepare yourself, my sister Sandra, with your discourse for this strong. I would like to play that video one more time for us to go and look on it. And as Brother Adams has shared, right, that it's on all the download sites. So have a look for it. And it says, "I Will Never Forget You," right? And it's by Chills. That's at CHILL, which stands for Changing Hearts in Love and Liberty. Okay? All right, so.
I'll listen off the line and pull that baby.
Okay then, great stuff. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Sunday the 18th of January 1981 changed our whole reality. A night filled with such happiness, love ended so tragically. But I will never forget you, never for a moment of the day. I will never forget you. I mean every word that I say. Having the time of their lives, they were so young, with so much lying ahead. But as the flames grew much higher, leaving 13 souls dead. But I will never forget you, never for a moment of the day. I will never forget you. I mean every word that I say. So I will never forget you, never for a moment of the day. Ooh, I will never forget you. I mean every word that I say. Oh. Andrew Gooding, Owen Thompson, Jerry Francis, Yvonne and Paul Ruddock, Rosalind Henry, Lloyd Hall, Peter Campbell, Patrick Cummings, Humphrey Brown, Glenton Powell, Patricia Johnson, Steve Collins, Anthony Burbeck. May the peace and blessings of the Creator be with you all. So as we look to the future, so many voices unheard, but there's a higher court of justice that has the final word. So we will never forget you, never for a moment of the day. We will never forget you. We mean every word that we say. Ooh, we will never
So to get to that is ppssn.com. Okay, ppssn.com. Okay, so get onto there, have a look, and get in contact with our brother Adams there as well. Okay, what you have? Right, let's bring that back. Greetings, my sister Sandra.
Greetings. That was a very powerful video that went along with the song. And I'm standing here and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that should have been played. I know we shouldn't be using the word should, but that would have been a good space to play it yesterday across a number of the networks. However, let's not think about what coulda, shoulda, woulda in stepping forward, Brother Adam, as it's a new day. So let's see what we can do with today and with the information that we have today, with the actions that we can take today.
Exactly.
And as much as I heard his frustration when he said that, yes, he'd, like I said, asked a lot of the radio singers, he's presented it across various networks and nobody said anything. He could have effectively folded his arms and said, well, no one wants to listen. But he reached out to you once again, and everything happens at the right time. And because it didn't happen yesterday doesn't necessarily mean it's a delay. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a denial. It just may be a delay. To get to the same destination, people that needed to hear it wasn't listening yesterday. The people that needed to hear it are listening today.
Yeah. Yes.
Connections are today. It wasn't yesterday. So he's not lost any time by what had happened in the past. What he's doing is building his future and building the future of a movement and of an organization as a opportunity and empowerment for others in terms of to come. So, Brother Adam, thank you for sharing that with us. And Brother Aston, thank you for playing that. And anyone who then looks back at this video can always will see it. So they're going to be playing it at different points of the year, and it will still then have the impact and be able to resonate.
I think it's one of those things of that is going to be immortalized in imagery. Yeah. Right. And for those who experienced it, I think everybody will be moved in one way or another. It's for us now to ensure that it gets to the eyes and ears of all that is necessary.
Yeah. We don't forget, but we can, to some degree, forgive, manage those scarring. And when I say forgive, it's that understanding with the knowledge that we have now and with what we can do now in order to move forward. Because if we stay in that space from a mental health point of view, we will become our own destructive force. So thank you, Brother Adam, for sharing that with us, and for speaking and for continuing to speak. And you're talking about empowerment. So for me, part of that thought process from an empowerment point of view feeds on to what I started speaking about last week, was intentions and gratitude, and the other discipline was affirmations. Now, I know that you posted something in a WhatsApp group, Brother Aston, from Prince EA. And I've listened to him before, and he was talking about the chicken and the eagle. And in the past, I know that Brother Aston and others have played it religiously on this station.
Yeah.
And it's, for me, when I was listening to that yesterday, re-listening to that yesterday and listening to the bits that he provided at the end, it becomes a mindset. It becomes we will stay in the space that we are unless we make a change. So the chicken was growing up, the eagle was growing up amongst the chickens and thinking that, yeah, well, I can't fly that high, I can't do this, I can't do that. When there was no such word as can't, because the eagle does fly high. The eagle can soar. The eagle is not restricted by the space that it's in. And when I think about affirmations, it helps me from a sewing into the positive rather than the negative voices that we hear on a daily basis, whether it be on the news media, television, radio, the various channels. It could be amongst our friends. And again, when you was playing that Les Brown, and it was, who are you associating yourself with? So, as I said, we need to be aware of that negative self-talk. We need to be aware of what we say to ourselves and what we allow from a scarring point of view to remain ingrained in our DNA, our ammo. What can we do in order to help to raise us out of that, to give us, to take back that power, to become that eagle and to soar high, to be able to and feel comfortable in moving out of the space, the head space, and it could be some of the friends and family that you have, and not moving away from them, but recognizing that, yeah, you do have the power. And for me, from a way of I would express for myself is thinking about affirmations. And that's to confirm or to affirm something positive. And it will start with the I. When I'm thinking about the affirmations, I'm starting with I. I'm grounding it in terms of the present tense, in terms of I am, I have, I enjoy. Where am I standing right now? Be mindful of what I'm going to say after I say I am, because it needs to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm thinking negatively when I'm thinking about the affirmation, I'm effectively cancelling out what I'm thinking. I'm stopping the flow. And we've all got access to the same flow, but a lot of us, me included in the past, has stopped my flow. And then the last point of from an affirmation point of view, it needs to be a powerful. And that's in terms of putting in words that are appropriate for me. So that power comes from the emotional element, which then also helps me from remembering, and it helps me in terms of a connection to myself. So if I'm thinking affirmations, I'm thinking something that's positive, powerful, present tense, personal to me, and it's a proclamation. I'm going to shout it loud and I'm going to shout it proud. I'm going to start to think about changing the noise that's in my head, changing the noise and the messages that I get around me. And if I think about what you said there, Brother Aston, in terms of yesterday and listening to the what was said about that time, and feeling then that it wasn't the right volume for where you're thinking and the information that's coming through. So then how do we counteract that? We could walk away and do nothing, or we can flip the switch in terms of having thinking a positive, personal, present tense, powerful thought around in order to make a change. So it is around the talk. And I will again go back to always be mindful of what you say, and always be mindful that you do not say anything about yourself that you do not sincerely wish to be true.
Yeah,
So,
yes, definitely.
and we get in it, at times it's easier to dishonor the creator, dishonor
Hmm.
and disrespect our true identity. And the affirmations said in the right way, positioned in the right way, can actually, again, like I said, help you to flip that switch, whereby you're not saying something negative about yourself and or the situation that you find yourself in. You're saying something positive about yourself, and you're helping then to move beyond the I can't, to moving within that space of I can and I do and I will, moving forward. So I know one of the things that in terms of on this show and with Brother Aston, and I do encourage individuals to ring in, and the number Brother Aston will say shortly. But I would also encourage that whenever you're listening to this show, always have a notepad and pen handy, because there are nuggets, there is information to be gathered that you can go back on, and you can, in my instance now, I would encourage you to go back and write some positive affirmations. Speak those mantras.
You say that maybe they should have a notebook, just name it Galaxy, so that they could just write down whatever they lay upon Galaxy.
And that's true. Like I said, the chicken and the eagle, I heard that many moons ago on Galaxy.
Actually, let me see if I can find that one, because it was done in a different way. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what I say. It was done in a different way. Yeah.
But it does.
Did I put that in our study group?
You put it, yeah. Prince EA. You posted it, I think, yesterday.
Okay.
So he's added to it. So again, it's that thought process. And the thing that jumped out at me, is that what are we telling ourselves? Who are we around? Having that positive messages helps us to move forward with purpose, rather than feeling, like I said, woe am I? And I'd use Brother Adam in relation to that, in terms of him still forward. So if you want to make a change and you want to motivate yourself, that's what affirmations do. It keeps you focused, and it keeps your mind focused on a goal. And those words will influence your subconscious mind. So it will activate the powers to help you to achieve those goals. It will encourage you to keep moving forward, rather than to sit back and say, well, this hasn't worked. No one has picked up this, what I've been saying. No one has come forward. No one's supporting me. I'm on my own in this this wilderness called sound. So, and just then the repeated act of saying the affirmation will change the way that you think and behave with the world.
Okay.
So are you queued up and ready to go, Brother Aston?
Yes, we're almost there. Just a few seconds.
That's okay. That's okay.
I got it.
About to hear
I got it.
a strange but true story.
Oh no. That's
Legend has it, Harry Hoot.
No. That's a
No,
different one.
that's a different
That's
one.
a different one.
Yeah.
That's a different one.
It's the one just after that you posted.
Is it?
Same stage, same channel, yeah, just
Okay.
after.
All right. Okay.
So
let me see if I can find it. I'm still not going to find it. Go
what
ahead. Go.
yeah, so what I'd encourage is that from an affirmations point of view, we do actually we devote special time throughout the day, during the day, for repeating them. Again, what we're doing is that we're reversing the negative self-talk to positive. So it may be first thing in the morning, it may be last thing at night, or it may be sometime in the day when life throws you that curveball. When you're doing something, you're getting frustrated, there is an affirmation out there that can help you just to, like I said, recalibrate your thought process and your thinking so you can get yourself back on track, because life will provide us with a delay. Life will provide us with a map that doesn't go directly from A to B. It will take us via TRS, and it just takes us on a route, and it doesn't make sense at the time.
One chicken response.
So that's the one. So I would again say repeat your affirmations whenever you want to, and you've got that time, and to help you, and just to remind you that you are an eagle, and you do have the ability to say positive things about yourself that are true.
All right, then. Thank you. As we go through time, I'm as I said, I'm giving you that space to develop your je ne sais quoi, so to speak. But